you. I don't really get to talk about sports a whole lot, which I am a massive, I mean, specifically football, but massive fan. I don't really get to have those conversations 'cause never really had, any guests that are in the biz. So, man, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, you know what? I get to talk to a lot of people every day about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I'm on social media a lot, like so many of your viewers, and obviously that's how a lot of people find you. It's amazing how you have the unique ability to just cut through the noise. And I'm in an industry where there are dozens of meetings a week and
Yeah.
emails trying to find that je ne sais quoi. And you somehow have found a way to just like permeate my skull. And I can't
Yeah.
get some of the things out of my head that I've learned. And it's interesting. It's really cool. And I don't know, it might be your personality, your disposition. You have a unique way about yourself. And I'm glad we could chat. The privilege is all mine, is really what I'm trying to say. This is a cool deal.
Man, I can't take that from you, but I appreciate it. Yeah, that is I don't know. I'm just kind of a weirdo who has a lot of time on his hands. That's
I
really
think
kind
you
of what it
found a
comes
way
down
to articulate the things that interest you. And like so many
Yeah.
anomalies in this media landscape, people are like, well, how the fuck did this person become? Well, it's because they're true to themselves and the shit that they're putting out there is interesting to them. And that's usually what's interesting to other people, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. Like I'm not a big like I didn't really give a fuck if people ever saw it, I was just like, well, I like learning interesting shit and I like telling people those things.
Yep.
And it just it kind of fucking worked out somehow. So now I don't have to be a telemarketer or whatever the hell else I was doing. So I kind of my NBA career wasn't really taking off anytime soon. So
the adult film industry was the callbacks were getting tougher and tougher.
Well, actually, I probably could have explored that avenue. I mean, I already had a name prepared, the little pet name with street name kind of
there
thing.
You go.
Yeah, which, I don't know if you're a conspiracy person, but I feel like that was just a conspiracy to get people's passwords.
I'm all about conspiracies. Like I could spend all day talking about them. But yeah, like sometimes the schizophrenic in myself is like having those dark conversations when they're like, hey, what's your pass key? Give me a hint. When were you first car? I'm like, I ain't telling you all this stuff, buddy. You're coming for me. Somebody's coming for me.
Yeah. With that being said, what was your first car?
My first car. Okay. So my first car was a Chevy Tahoe. And it was a great first car to learn to drive on.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in rural Virginia, outside of a town called Charlottesville, which has been widely publicized in recent history. But I'll tell you what a great place to be from. And I just remember the Tahoe. I always felt safe. Like I was above the ground. I wasn't worried about, I remember one time I backed into a tree pulling out of my buddy's driveway, and it was just literally like we were playing bumper. It felt like I got bumped by my buddy in bumper cars, and I was like, well, thank God I'm in this big 4x4.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had a Ford Explorer, and that son of a bitch was it'd run real hot. So getting to school was kind of a, about a 50-50 situation each day.
The Ford Explorer had a real sexy version that came out in about 2004, 2005, where it was essentially the Grand Coupe Explorer. And it came in that forest green package, and I always wanted that vehicle. That was a sweet looking vehicle.
Yeah, so that was mine, but it was a 98, so it looked like absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
drove like
the predecessor. The what would be the word? The
prequel?
Archetype. Yeah,
Archetype,
the prequel. It was the prequel.
Yeah, it's the Phantom Menace of cars, really the Attack of the Clones of cars, because just a big old hunk of dog shit. But I'm still here, so I guess it worked out sort of well.
I learned how to drive though on a different one. My old man loves classic 4x4s, particularly of the Toyota family tree.
Yeah,
and we've had various Toyota FJ body type cruisers in our driveways for 30 years. And the one that has stuck is he's got a 76 FJ cruiser, and it's that box body, sand, beautiful. And he's had it, restored a million types of ways, but it's still, in its original fashion. But I remember that was my first one that I learned to drive on in the summers in Montana. And it was squirrely as shit. And if you've ever driven in Montana on non-interstates, there's, the roads aren't it's not exactly the smoothest pavement.
Yeah.
And there's big old trucks and people are out there not doing the speed limit. So you learn to drive on something like that. And you feel comfortable when you get back home in that Tahoe. It feels like you're driving in a really technologically advanced spaceship.
Yeah, that's not bad. So that's kind of how the old Explorer was, and then I switched to a Chevy Equinox, which is not to brag, but it was a night and day situation. Like it was didn't have to listen to FM radio, which was a nice change of pace.
Reminds me of when we switched helmets, like when helmets in football made the change from I'll go look at my dad. I'll reference my dad, I'm sure, a dozen times in this because that's my best buddy. And
works for me.
That's my guy. And my dad obviously has a bunch of helmets in our home in Virginia up on the wall, John Elway, Marcus Allen, you name the legends, they're up on the wall. And if it's not a helmet, it's a jersey. But when I was little, I would go up and I'd bring up a little ladder and I'd pull John Elway's helmet down. And I'd try really hard not to drop it. And it was that lighter blue with the Bronco with the steam coming out of the nose, the classic Broncos throwback. Like, God, what a beautiful helmet. That was the one that I was kind of I gravitated towards. And I'd look at the inside of it and it looked like one of these fucking pumpkins you put Halloween candy and you leave on your front porch. There was really nothing to it. They pretty much spray painted a plastic thing with a horse on the side. And then now helmets are you go in and you do a 3D scan of your head and they, come up with something. They print something on Jupiter and they fly it down in a spaceship and then they strap it to your head for the rest of the season. It's comfortable, it's light, and it protects you. Times are changing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. I remember, I obviously did not play any high level football, but I remember playing in school, and the first time being a kid and putting on a helmet and just thinking, this is how heavy a helmet is.
Yeah, my neck is weak.
Yes, well, and I have I'm known for having a weak neck, around this area at least, and and it was just wild. I remember putting on, I was like, I'm gonna die out here. I'm not suited for this. I'm an indoor animal first of all, but yeah, it was wild, and I'm sure, now it's probably, nothing compared to that. It's just
it's 50-50. I can barely walk with this helmet on, and the other 50 is I can really fuck somebody up with this helmet on.
Yeah. Would you wear a Guardian cap? What do you think of Guardian caps? Boy, that looks dumb as hell. I just have to say,
it may look dumb as hell, but you know what will look really cool? A familiar face when you're 85 years old.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me that the Guardian cap can be 1% improvement on whatever it is they come up with here, and I'm sure there'll be more information that's a little spooky that'll come out. And unfortunately, these are the dangers you face when you sign up to play the game of football, particularly the National Football League, when everybody's big, strong, fast. I have said before that I would have worn the Guardian cap at bare minimum in practice, because what people fail to realize is, sure, we play as an offensive lineman. If you're healthy and you're out there the entire game, you play 60 to 75 snaps in a game. There are 65 to 75 snaps every Thursday, every Wednesday.
Right.
And then there's 45 on Friday. And it's still football. Sure, you're not tackling to the ground, but my job as an offensive lineman, offensive guard, is you close your eyes, picture two sumo wrestlers that are getting ready to square off. They got their hands on their hips, their elbows are high, their ass is out, their back is jacked, and then boom, the whistle blows and they slam into each other. Look, there's no tackling on the play.
You're right.
But we're still doing the thing.
Yeah, and it's still a fast-paced collision.
The crown of your helmet tends to be the knuckles on the door of the interaction.
Yeah, because you're having to lead forward. You're having to what other part of your body is coming forward first?
Hat and hands.
Yeah, yeah,
is
exactly.
what I
Like,
always said.
yeah, like you're not gonna hit with your chest before your head. I mean, be very weird and unnatural. So yeah, that
No, I
makes
mean, there's
perfect
guys in
sense.
pass protection who, so for those of you at home aren't familiar with the offensive line position, you have two jobs. And really you have one job, protect the football, but your two jobs are block moving forward in the run,
Yeah,
advance, and
right.
then in the passing game, your job is to create space away from the line of scrimmage
Mm,
to better set yourself up to block these freakish athletes that are trying to get to your quarterback. And when I
yeah.
first started playing football, my dad explained it to me because I was 16 when I first
Mhm.
started. Dad said, Kyle, just play basketball defense and they're not calling fouls. I was like,
That's big. Yeah.
he said, the quarterback is the basket.
Right.
Make them go to the baseline, make them go the long way. You can
Mm,
only lose it. The quickest way you can lose is inside. And I'm looking
yeah.
at this guy, and I just watched him get inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I should probably listen to him. And I
Yeah, he's
did,
pretty
and it worked
decent.
out well.
Yeah, yeah. That is, I mean, that's amazing advice. I wish my coach would have told me that. I mean, I really don't feel like I ever got much advice. And I mean, probably wouldn't have listened because I was a shithead kid and have kind of turned into a shithead adult, actually.
I'm a huge piece of shit. Always have been, always will be. But I think it's one of our superpowers, probably.
Yeah, dirtbaggery is an overlooked thing. It's a
Yeah,
great trait to have as long as you're, staying out of too much trouble, I think. I
yeah.
mean, I don't have any mug shots, and I'm pretty happy about that. But I mean, I've come damn close. But
I wish
that's
I could
the
join you in that comment
yeah,
there. That was a hell of a segue. I like that. That was a transition. I've got a good mugshot. As a matter of fact, I have a mugshot, and for 5 years I've been in the media, and for five
yeah,
years I have attended events at the National Football League, Super
mhm,
Bowl, NFL
yeah,
honors, going to watch the Coach of the Year, MVP, award show where they have like Steve Harvey do the jokes for 30
yeah,
minutes, and you need a pass, and you sign up for these credentials through the
mhm,
website. And I didn't have headshots, and the best headshot I had was my mugshot, and I put it on there as a gag, and I didn't get declined, and I had
yeah,
it on my thing for 2 years. Then they forced me to get headshots.
yeah. That's a great move. Some people do have good ones. Frank Sinatra. I don't know if you've ever seen his. Frank Sinatra has one from back in the
He had
day.
the tie on, right? Did
Oh
he?
man. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I think he was born with a tie on, if I'm
yeah,
being honest. But
yeah,
I mean, he was born
yeah.
in a tux. Yeah. But yeah, he had one, and it was for basically he got arrested for like God, I can't remember what the name of the charge is, but it was like a temptation or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is like, God, what a great thing to get arrested for. I mean, my God, like, my family, they get arrested for shoplifting at, Kroger's or Walmart, and Frank Sinatra's getting arrested for temptation.
I
It's like
heard a
this,
Robert Redford story, and I'm sure you're on this already. But Robert
yeah.
Redford apparently I forget the context, so I'm going to do a
Mhm.
little bit of editorializing here. But he was
Fair.
essentially with his buddy, and his buddy was having trouble with the ladies or something. And he was like, Robert, you can't even imagine what it's like to strike out with a woman. And Robert was like, what do you mean? As in, like,
Yeah.
didn't even understand that it was an option to strike out.
Yeah.
Um, and I
God.
think his buddy had a moment where he was like, "Oh my god, he doesn't know what failure is."
Yeah. You look at Robert Redford, and that is not surprising. I mean, that is
No,
a handsome son of a bitch. Uh, God, I mean, what a great actor. But yeah, I've never heard that story. So that's amazing. Look at that.
fact check me, but I was
Yeah.
I was on the old Twitter machine, the artist formerly known as Twitter,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
reading some stuff, obviously, as Redford passed.
Yeah, that's amazing. Boy, those actors from back in the day, man, they just had it made. No social media, nothing to really get you in too much trouble. I mean, I guess if you got in too much, you just flee the country, Roman Polanski. But
It's funny you mentioned Roman Polanski because if I were to
yeah,
go back in time and be any actor, obviously the Roman Polanski is going to get me to a better place than Roman Polanski, but uh, Cliff, Brad Pitt from
yes.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If
Oh,
I could transport myself to another decade with another job and another situation, it would be the guy that's got a dog to feed and a bit of a mean streak in a past, questionable past.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, like he's got a good gig. Stunt man in Hollywood at that point in time. You got to think that was grade A living.
Oh man, beat the hell out of Bruce Lee.
And I bet the Del Taco was even better back then.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, every time I've watched that movie probably at least 50 times, every time I watch it, it just makes me so angry that I did not grow up in that place in that time. Like, I mean, incredible. Like 69 Hollywood. My God. Like there's some wild stories.
Cults, murderers, sports, just the progression of who is able to be in movies, what they're able to do, like people towing the line, the music, the drug, like, let's be honest, the drugs, it was a wild time. And to be honest, like, I feel like everybody back then was kind of doing their own version of dipping their toe into whatever was next.
For sure.
And there's levels to this shit, obviously. That's how you end up with a cult and a bunch of, people up there at that camp that we saw
Spawn Ranch. Spawn Ranch. Yeah. George Spawn.
Tex. He said Tex.
You know, it's because have you ever seen the movie Easy Rider?
No, I need to watch it, but I love the song Easy Rider by Action Bronson. Shout out to Bronsolino.
Yeah, amen. So in the movie Easy Rider with Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda, Jack Nicholson, there's a part where they are going to go hang out with this group of hippies, basically like a hippie cult. And it was originally supposed to be Manson's family, like the Manson family and Charles Manson. And at like the last minute, Dennis Hopper was like, these people.
It was like a tip of the cap to their fuckery.
Yeah, well, apparently Dennis Hopper knew him pretty well, which makes actually a lot of sense because Dennis Hopper is out of his goddamn mind. And allegedly, Dennis Hopper wanted to make a movie about Charles Manson after he was arrested, went to visit him in prison. And Charles Manson, this is again all alleged, but Charles Manson told the people at the prison, that is the scariest human being I've ever met.
That's incredible. And then they casted him for the villain in Speed. And and that was the character that I was afraid of growing up. It was him, and it was the man in the raincoat from Last Action Hero. Do you remember Last Action Hero?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
The man with and on the roof with the rain and the axe. As a kid, I'm like, yo, Pops, we can't be watching this.
God, I forgot about that. What was the first R-rated movie you saw? You had to guess.
Was Last Action Hero R-rated?
I would imagine.
I would say
maybe
it depends on which one I saw first, The Rock or Last Action Hero. But I remember seeing The Rock and just not knowing what the fuck was going on, but also understanding that, like, hey, I'm just lucky to be in the room here.
Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, that's a great. It was the Sean. You're talking about the Sean Connery, Nick Cage one.
Yeah,
this is The Rock.
Some sort of nuclear spheres, some sort of bioweapon.
That's mine was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
You ever saw that? The Robert Rodriguez Tarantino movie with George Clooney, Selma Hayek.
Big Selma Hayek guy.
Oh yeah. And you see that whenever you're a wee boy. Yeah, that'll
you know what? I feel like there's so many of these. All the Arnold ones. My dad was a big Arnold fan, and I feel like now I'm joking with my wife Kate the other day about Instagram trends and what young Americans are trying to project. And for a while it was fitness, right? It was like everybody's hot and jacked. And now the quote that we came up with is being a parent is the new fitness on social media, where people are competing with each other. But my point is, back in the day, my dad's version of, my dad, great dad, the best, like wouldn't trade him for the world. He didn't know any better. He was like, guys, Arnold, this is what a man is. And he was like, you're going to watch Conan the Destroyer today. We're going to watch Last Action Hero, not Pulp Fiction, True Lies. Which leads me to my next hat tip. Shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Got it.
Generational talent. Matter of fact, speaking of generations, spans generations. I hope that this new movie with Lindsay Lohan does really well. And also shout out to Lindsay Lohan, because we thought she was out, but like Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson, she can't.
She came back. It is wild. Yeah, that's somebody that I think everybody kind of everybody counted out. The Vegas odds were, oh boy, they were stacked
That's the
against.
one where you look at your phone, you look at your buddy, you go, dude, look at this. Check this
Yeah,
out, man.
I
This is
know.
great.
I saw that. I was like, God, good for her. Because my God, that's a tough life. Being a child star, that
Oh,
doesn't turn out well, and that's been the way from the beginning. Like
yep.
the first child star was completely fucked. Jackie Coogan, who when became Uncle Fester later in life on Addams Family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was in Charlie Chaplin's movies back in like
Okay.
the 20s. And I mean, the first child star, turns 18, tries to get his money that he should have a lot of. Turns out his mom and stepdad spent all of it. And he tried
Atlantic
to
City.
No. Oh yeah, well yeah, and the moms walk around with like these fur coats and shit. I mean, little Jackie's probably got to be like, how'd you get that? Working at a supermarket. But yeah, and then now there's a thing called the Coogan law.
Got it. Okay.
And celebrity like actors, child actors have Coogan accounts to kind of is like a trust, to keep their money in. But
that's smart. I was no child star or star ever, but I was a child who had some overexposure and of no fault of my own. And obviously I'm in the spotlight more for my own stuff than for family stuff. And I would say that it does have a profound effect and impact on your ability to trust and your ability to have real relationships that you think are real. And like I can count them on my hand. The ones that I just know beyond the shadow of a doubt are my guy, like my roll dogs. Yeah. And then you come to the point where you've got this almost blind man sixth sense of bullshit, and you can avoid it like the plague.
Yeah, that has to be kind of crazy. Yeah, because you don't really, especially when you're a kid, you don't really know. Like, is this person hanging out?
Everybody's really nice, mom and dad.
Yeah.
And dad's like, hey, less is more, big guy. You gotta understand.
Yeah, it's like having a hot mom. Like, how would you really know? Like, does this kid want to come hang out at my house because he's my buddy? Or
like, mom, he loves your sandwiches so much. Just loves.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think about that all the time. Like, because I had a couple buddies who had some smoking hot moms, and
it happens, man.
I mean, I dodged that bullet for sure. I mean, my mom looks like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, but sounds like
I've heard some of my O-line teammates say some horrible things about their own mamas, and it just makes me feel, because when you're in a locker room with 53 guys, 90 in training camp, you see a lot of body types, and there's a lot of these funny one-liners thrown around. And I was, with one guy who will remain unnamed, and he was like, my mama's built on, ranch, like ranch and Taco Bell or something like that. You can just hear the hatred because nobody chooses to be an O-lineman. You're born that way. A lot of it's genetic. Like,
for sure.
You either got a big mama or you got a big dad. And for some of us, it's both.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of resentment there because you see all these guys catch the football and doing the Campbell's soup ads. And, we miss out on that. We're hot. We're big old hot boys too,
I know there really needs to be a more of a push towards that, like
Jason Kelsey is our boots on the ground so far.
That's true.
Hopefully that is kind of the Pandora's box for people like Creed Humphrey, the center for the Chiefs, and a number of guys around the league who have, like, the NFL could capitalize on these guys in more ways than just having them block fuckers in the A gap.
Yeah. I mean, he's the Neil Armstrong of
he is.
Yeah. I mean,
some people are going to ask him if it was even real, and like, he's going to get in a fight in a parking lot about whether or not it's real.
Oh man, that Buzz Aldrin clip is one of the greatest things ever. I mean, the balls on that idiot to go up to him and be like, "Yeah, you're a liar."
What a legend, Buzz!
Oh, Buzz had a fucking mean hook on him too,
right?
Man.
Straight, just
that had to feel so good.
He just leaned on him for a second, dude.
Oh yeah, and this old man Buzz Aldrin too. Imagine a young Buzz Aldrin. He'd wipe the floor with you.
Old guys are dangerous. I was reading a story about this gentleman in New York, I want to say it was, where him and his wife got approached while they were in their vehicle. Or no, this couple was walking down the street in New York, two guys in a car, classic. Hey, can I get some directions? The man leaned over. I can't hear you. Leaning. They grabbed his arm to take his Rolex off or something. And the dude in the interview, obviously he survived. And he was like, I've been lifting weights since I'm 30. The guy's 82. He's like, I've been lifting weights since I'm 30. I'm like, how many weights are you lifting? How much weight are you lifting? But obviously enough, so keep lifting. If you're a young guy, don't stop because momentum is hard to gain.
Yeah. I lose it pretty quick. I'll get in the mood, I'm like, I'm going to start eating some, yogurt and whatnot. And, and I'll do some push-ups and, for a little bit. And as soon as I start to feel a little weight drop, I'm like, yep, job's done.
That's how I am, dude. Like my shorts start falling down over my ass a little bit. And I'm like, hey, buddy, let's hit the drive-through a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm going to go around twice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing better than just wolfing down a couple of 5 layers in a parking lot. I mean, you feel like an absolute, piece of shit.
They brought the extra value menu back at McDonald's. Some items there. They've had the value menu, but they brought the extra back. Okay, obviously, the inflation has happened. But you know what they inflated? The double quarter pounder with cheese. It looks like the patties are maybe triple quarter pounder. It might be a triple quarter pounder situation. And it's cheap. It's good. It's just the onions, the mustard, the ketchup, and the cheese and the beef, and it's like hot and ready when you get it. No bullshit, no frills.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, it is incredible. And I know what's in there. It's just a bunch of rat poison and horse assholes. I'll eat it all. Eat it up.
Tastes like nostalgia to me and comfort.
It does. It does. I'm with you, man.
Tastes like a little league win.
Yes, the McDonald's slander, it's like a suicide. Did you ever drink suicides when you were a kid? Where you just go get all the sodas at once?
Oh, yeah. I used to call it a soak. I'd go Sprite and Coke.
That's a good one.
2-piece.
Oh, see, I'd go all through it.
My little brother, he was the same way, playing the piano.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. What was your pregame meal? Did you have like a set pregame meal? I feel like a lot of y'all probably eat the same thing every time.
So the tricky part is, there's 1:00 games Eastern time. There's 4:25 games if you're playing in Kansas City, and then there's the 8:00 game if you're on Monday night, Sunday night, or Thursday night.
Thursday night, yeah.
So when I got in the league, it was like you're either on Sunday or Monday at night, or we're at 1:00. Those are the two things. So it's either what's your breakfast. The question's either what's your breakfast or what are you eating all day in preparation for that? And for the breakfast, it's you wake up, you get your eggs. You want to make sure you get some. They always have potatoes. I get scrambled cheesy eggs.
Hell yeah.
A bunch of them. And I can't be like, I eat 6 eggs. I just get a spoonfuls.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks good.
And
the hotel metal trays on the Bunsen burner. It's kind of steamed up wet eggs almost. It's like wet eggs, but that's what we got. So I'm going to eat that. Maybe some hash browns if they got them. And I'll always do potatoes, because I feel like I can channel my Irish roots, and maybe my ancestors will help me block some motherfuckers today.
Amen.
And then put hot sauce on everything and devour it. And then, obviously when you get to the stadium, there's fucking snacks everywhere. There's Uncrustables, there's this and that and that. And then it becomes how much can I eat before I start to not feel good?
Right.
So as a 330 pounder, these are hard things to manage. And as somebody who doesn't really have the best say no gene, you got to watch a big old boy like me before the game.
Yeah. I'll say I'd be with you. I mean, I'd probably miss the game on account of the snacks. They'd be looking for me, and I'm back there just, comatose.
I've seen it happen. We get Chick-fil-A on a lot of the, whether it's, so when you get on the plane, we're going to call it Minnesota. You and I are rookies. We got to take your Explorer and we got to drive down to Chick-fil-A and get 75 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, 50 orders of minis, blah, 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 blah. Get all these sauces, bring it up, and then all the vets and us too, we'll get to eat the Chick-fil-A on the plane. And then like a guy will cramp up and he'll blame the fucking Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, you can't hedge your bets here, buddy. Like you ate the Chick-fil-A. They offered you the turkey burger on the airplane. Okay. And you chose what we got you. And I need $20 from you because we drove.
Amen. Yeah. God, if you pick a turkey burger over Chick-fil-A, you're out of your goddamn mind.
You might be playing in overtime though, if you got that turkey burger in you, man. Okay.
Yeah,
that Polynesian sauce gets me grabbing at that hamstring in the third quarter.
Is that what you get? You go Polynesian sauce?
I like Polly. I like Chick-fil-A sauce. I like all the sauce. I mean, I'm a sauce guy. I need the sauce.
Me too. I'm a big condiment person. Like Raising Cane's. I don't know if you're familiar with Raising Cane's.
Big
the chicken.
Guy.
Yeah, the chicken. It's just chicken. It tastes like any other place. That damn sauce, that cane sauce. I mean, I will bathe in it if I have a tub big enough, which I don't. But yeah, God, that's where I'm at with stuff like that.
Anybody who's got a yellow lab in their marketing, this is my theory. And when I was growing up, it was the nice man from Louisiana and his yellow lab dog.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's a fucking restaurant I can trust. And I went down there, and that sauce is cracked. The Texas toast is soft but crispy and buttery.
So good.
And you start freaking it up. You start dipping that Texas toast in the sauce. This is where that second trip around the block comes in. You got to get some more sauce.
I overload every time. I'm like, give me 6 extra. I don't give a damn. I'll use it on something, and I'll dip the fries in it too. I'm really dipping everything in it. I'll dip my straw in it before I put it back into the lemon.
I make the
sandwich. Oh yeah. Oh God. I mean, it's the greatest thing. I'll probably be getting Raising Cane's after we're done with this. Now that
straight up.
Yeah, it's just God. What about music? Because I am curious about this. So like, is everybody listening individual music earbuds, or do you have like speaker playing in locker room? And then if so, who gets to have the say in that? Because
these are all good questions.
Thank you.
I will say in every locker room, it's different.
Okay.
There's no democratic voting process. It is kind of established like societies of yesteryear where it was just like, no, that's the guy who does the music.
Yeah.
Like in our locker room at the end, it was a gentleman by the name of Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
Akeem Hicks, for those of you who don't know, is about 6'6", 350 pounds. And he's a bad motherfucker. Yeah. And loves to listen to music loud, loves Boosie, loves all the stuff that probably everybody else listens to. Mm-hmm. So he would control the music, but the defense is on one side of the locker room on game day. The offense is on the other side. And for the most part, if you want to listen to your own music, you put on headphones and you understand that it's a communal space and that people are either praying, studying, being a fucking goon somewhere in the back of getting ready to go do some nasty shit. So everybody respects that, but in every locker room, there is one guy who controls and it was Frank Clark and Chris Jones. I remember having the speaker. Teron Matthew was like, hey, change the song. And they would change it. Type shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's different everywhere.
Yeah, I'd have to go individual for me. I think my tastes wouldn't work. I'm a big metal.
I put on Ted Nugent. Are you changing it?
Depends on
the
Stranglehold. I'm gonna
before the game.
I'm gonna probably keep on. Nugent, I'm not like the biggest fan, but I think Free for All is one of the greatest songs ever.
Okay.
If you ever get a chance to go in.
God, I wish I could hear it right now.
Yeah, I know it would. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a great song. Great, I don't know if it's necessarily a pregame song, but it is a great song.
Here come again, baby, like a dog in heat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just that. Okay, so like, just picture me on an iPhone 7 or whatever the fuck it was. Sitting there, I'm fully taped up. I got my right hand is broken and it's casted, and I'm like, taking my glove off with my mouth to be able to press buttons on my phone. Type shit. Bobby Massey, my right tackle, with me, and I'd be, packing a dip, scrolling Instagram. He'd come over and be like, "You got to put on the song, man." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, Ted Nugent. We got to put on our Ted Nugent." Yeah. We did it for like 4 years together, but that was the only time that I really had a superstitious music thing was with Bobby Massey, who I've been playing against since high school. He was our rival in high school, and we ended up playing next to each other in the league. Great fucking dude.
Yeah.
Redneck, badass. A lot of these guys are badasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them aren't, though. You'd be amazed how many are just like physically gifted.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
People want to know how people end up becoming busts.
Yeah.
Football's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And I reminded myself of that every day when I was in the National Football League.
Yeah. See, actually, that was a good point because last night, I don't know. I'm sure you watched the game, right? The Bills Dolphins game.
Oh yeah.
Right? So, and I don't know. You think what you want about Tua and the Dolphins' whole situation. At what point do you think a team should cut their losses on a quarterback? I'm not saying, hey, fire Tua today or anything like that. But at some point, like with like a Trevor Lawrence, you think like, God, we're probably not going to win with this guy. Like, am I harsh on that?
You can win with Tua.
Okay.
The issue is that Greer and ownership with the Dolphins decided to give a guy a deal that has him earning more money than Josh Allen in 26, 27, 28. That's not great business.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know Josh Allen's taking a team-friendly deal.
Right.
But a lot of these guys are. So you're going to pay a guy who's not in that Mount Rushmore currently. This is where quarterback contracts can make or break your team.
Yeah.
And
Browns,
while they do have good guys, the Browns, case in point there, but the Dolphins do have talent. The issue seems to be leadership at this point with Mike McDaniel. Obviously, there's no secret that he's an offensive, he's one of these offenses of whizzes.
Yeah.
Now there's levels to this shit. Sean McVay is, he gets his own accelerated learning class that he gets to go take. But the LaFleurs, the Shanahans, McDaniels, all these guys, they scored well on the SAT too for football. But does Mike McDaniel have what Matt LaFleur has in leadership and organization and respect from his players? He's very young in mind, in fashion, in all that stuff. And it lends itself to having, I'm sure, a lot of surface relationships in the building and, good interactions with guys. Yeah. Some of the best ball I ever played is when the interactions I had with my coach, my beehole was about that tight.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I wanted to make him proud every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they're all a little bit too friendly. I don't know, but it's also, this seems to be the deal in Miami. It's been this way for a very long time. And I know they're the only undefeated team ever in the history of football. But I look at the last 9 years. I'm like, that stuff doesn't matter.
No. I mean, that was 1972. I mean, good Lord.
They give the Bears shit. It's been 40 years since the Bears, but come on, Richard Nixon. That's Watergate territory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's how it seems. Like every interaction I've seen with Mike McDaniels, I think you're too much of like a buddy, And I'm not saying that you can't have a little bit of that. Like some people seem like they have a little, they give you a little like a Mike McCarthy or somebody, but ultimately like that guy seems like, hey, I'm about all business more than anything. And that's where I kind of get weirded out with like the young coach.
I think it was the chance. It was the chance for me. The short pant,
I don't
the
like
pants
it.
That don't. You know what?
Yeah, this ain't.
I'll say it. I'm more concerned about the chance than I am Caleb Williams' fingernails.
I'm with you. 100%.
Because Mike McDaniel's 40.
True. Yeah. I could not agree more with that. My God. Yeah, I just I don't know. Like the more I watch like people like Trevor Lawrence, I think the same thing. I'm like, that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And you would think after this many years, you'd say, which sucks because goddamn Trevor Lawrence is like a very talented human being. But I don't know. At what point is it the team or is it him? Or is it both? Is it always the team? Is it,
I liken it success in the NFL to big wave surfing. Stick with me here. Okay.
Okay.
So, first and foremost, there's only about 4 dots on the map where you can ask purists where the best waves are. They're like, Chopu and the Hawaii, whatever the spot is there. I'm not a surfer, but like I know enough about it to make the comparison.
Yeah.
And then you get to the beach. Okay. Trevor Lawrence, he was the number 1 pick. Now he's at the beach and he gets an opportunity. The waves might not be there that day. Or maybe the waves are there and you paddle out. Oh, there's a shark there. We got to, today's over. Maybe that's the Urban Meyer year. And then you get, Peterson post Super Bowl. And, okay, now we get an opportunity to get on our board. There's no sharks. And we're getting ready to go. Oh, another surfer cut the nose off my board. Fuck. Okay, paddle back out. And now how many times have we seen Trevor Lawrence paddle back out expecting greatness? I think the situation's really good for him right now. And I think it has less to do with the Jacksonville Jaguars and more about the lack of success the other surfers in the division are having.
Yeah.
So, like, I think about the Houston Texans.
Right.
They got the best board in the division in CJ Stroud. That fucker's beautiful. It's big.
Oh, yeah.
You can hang your toes off it. But the offensive line is not letting him catch any waves right now. There's something, and then Indianapolis, obviously they're 2-0, but is it fool's gold? Which I don't think it's fool's gold. They got a good offensive line. They got a defense that plays hard. Lou Anarumo was a great coordinator in Cincinnati for a long time. He had the answers to some of the toughest tests, historically in the last 10 years. But the Jaguars are right there in it. And if they can figure out what's going on with Brian Thomas Jr. at the receiver position, I don't know what he was doing last week. His eyes were coming off the catch point. This is a guy who dominated rookie year.
Yeah.
And then Travis Hunter shows up, and all of a sudden it's been this way all summer. They've had questions about him. He had a wrist.
Yeah.
He's had focus issues on catch stuff. And Trevor Lawrence, this can't be one of those flags in the water for Trevor Lawrence. He needs Brian Thomas Jr. To step up in a big way.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. That's a great analogy. My God.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it really took me on a journey, but a good one. Yeah. So as a Raiders fan, like which I am, diehard, it is hard to watch them right now, knowing that there's so many fucking amazing pieces there, and then it just falls apart with their offense. Is it just an offensive line problem? Because goddamn, it certainly seems like it.
I'm glad you led with that and not does Ashton Genty suck.
I don't think he does, man.
Because that there's a lot of people with megaphones out there that are like, I thought we were supposed to draft the guy that you can't tackle. And the people love to play gotcha and like all this shit. But look, I played for Chip Kelly at the University of Oregon.
Right.
We broke a lot of records on offense. And people think when I got into the league from the University of Oregon, the theme was that I didn't have the respect of my peers because they assumed that we just ran around people at Oregon and that Marcus Mariota was just getting rid of the ball quick. And it was kind of that college gimmicky offense that we thought Jaden Daniels was running early in his career in his rookie year. Turns out he's just better than people. Turns out the Oregon Ducks were playing real football. And if you watch Ohio State last year in their national championship run with Chip Kelly as the coordinator, this is actually a run-first offense. It is, we're going to put 2 tight ends on the field. We're going to be balanced. We can go under center or we can go gun, and we're going to lean on our running game. And when we're ready to take shots, we'll go downtown Julie Brown, and good luck stopping us. But the issue in all that is with the Las Vegas Raiders is they have played like turbo dog shit in the run game. And I don't know what the disconnect is. They moved Jackson Powers Johnson to guard. He hasn't looked good at guard. It's, it should be clear to people that the guard position is a much different beast than the center position. The guy I've always liked is Colton Miller. Yeah. And hopefully Geno can feel comfortable knowing his blind side is all but taken care of there in the pass game. And the other issue is this: you bring Geno Smith in, who has historically been one of the most accurate passers in football. Yeah. And what did we see last week? We saw balls sailing. It looked like they had the wrong guy rubbing the balls down in the equipment room. Yeah. And Geno, it didn't look like Geno, who is a guy that he's your favorite player's favorite player. Yeah. Geno is. He's a dude.
Yeah. Oh, I've been so excited for this season because of Geno, Pete Carroll, and then of course like drafting Ashton Genty. And then, I've just been, I mean, I know
And
we're
I work
so
with your
early.
guy, Antonio Pierce now. Antonio Pierce, the
Yeah.
former head coach of the Raiders. He's on our show on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I get obviously being Raider Nation by blood, I get to hang out with AP, who's from LA. He's a LA guy. So he's a Raiders fan. He's a big fan of my dad. So we always talk Raiders. And it always comes back to the offensive line, bro. If you don't have a quarterback, if you don't have an offensive line, if you can't stop the run on defense, you are dead in the water in the National Football League.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who else is around you and how talented those people are. Like, you had a Devontae Adams on the team and nothing really is going on with him. There's that, I don't know. It's just very frustrating. Do you think part of the problem is the tight end position turning much more into a wide receiver position? Do you think that has any effect on that, or is that kind of a nothing?
You're saying for Chip Kelly's blueprint, having a guy like Brock Bowers being essentially a wide receiver, does that play into the lack of success early?
Yeah, well, especially specifically with blocking with the
no. I mean, look, we go 12 personnel, one running back, two tight ends, and you get Michael Mayer on the field. And for all intents and purposes, that's your inline run blocking guy. So we break the huddle and we line up tackle to tackle, and then you put a tight end here and you put a fucking tight end here, and it makes the defense respect the balance, and they have to line up and show their hand. From there, obviously, you keep Mayer, even if you motion him. We're going to run to Mayer. I'm running to Mayer. The great thing with Bowers is because he's such a threat in the pass, you can motion him around, force the defense to give you the advantageous numbers you want, and then we could run and keep Bowers out of it. Look, I understand Bowers isn't going to be a world beater at the run blocking position, but don't let his success in the past take away from the fact that he is a pretty good run blocker.
Yeah. I think it was just last week. It just looked like
he's hurt, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking hurt. The game's hard enough when you're healthy. And it's even harder when you got the expectations for a guy like Brock Bowers. I don't think people understand how much pain and how difficult it is to go out there and play hurt.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't want to be one of the guys that's just like, oh, season's doomed, everything's done. But I try to be decently realistic, but also just trying to find some optimism because
they got a second-year quarterback in Denver who has not looked amazing in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The Broncos dropped a game on a jumping penalty on a field goal. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the New York Giants and have the potential to go 0-3 this week. The Chargers look like the most explosive offense in football.
Yes.
It is wide fucking open, man. So, if Geno starts hitting targets, if Brock feels better, if the run game, if they can just put a hat on a hat in the run game, I'm not telling you. All you have to do is cover people up, leave one guy for Ashton Genty to make miss, and you're going to be in business. You might hit your fucking head on the goalpost, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think, that's a great point. Yeah. And that's also a question. Do you think so with it being this early, and obviously people will, jump to crazy conclusions like, oh, the Chiefs are dead or, whatever. What do you think is a team that's getting drastically overlooked? Do you think the Chargers are one of them? Because I do think the Chargers aren't getting enough credit that they could actually kind of go very far.
Chargers are one of those teams that are like the Miami Dolphins, where people see the logo, people hear the name, and they feel like they've got them pinned down. And I'll tell you what, you don't put Baby in the corner, and Baby is Jim Harbaugh, and Big Baby is Justin Herbert. That is a fucking horse. I call him Secretariat in the studio every time we see him. When you got a guy like that, when you got a coordinator who's like, you know what, I've ran the ball with our offenses for a very long time, but with you, young man, I'm going to do what you want to do. It stands out to me. I take a look at the veterans on the back end for the Chargers, the guys like Khalil Mack, who hopefully can get into the lineup.
Yeah.
And they'll have success the whole way through. They're gonna play Jim Harbaugh style of football. The Chargers are overlooked. I would definitely say. And I would argue that this Colts 2-0 thing is pretty real. Daniel Jones, man. How much fun is that? And
He's
like,
awesome. He's so
oh
good. Like, I'm convinced that that it was just a New York Giants problem
yeah, I'm
more than
glad
a
he got to
Daniel
go to
Jones
Kevin
thing.
O'Connell. And,
Mhm.
so I got to play with a guy by the name of Josh McCown. He was Jay
Oh yeah.
Cutler's backup. And
Yeah, yeah.
nobody dealt with personalities as well as Josh McCown.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall,
Mhm.
myself, Jay Cutler. There was a lot. Martellus Bennett. Like, we had
Yeah.
fucking personalities in there. Josh McCown was kind of like hey guys, come here.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
we got food over here. Come on.
Yeah.
And Josh McCown is one of those unsung heroes in Minnesota. And Kevin O'Connell gets a lot of credit for some of the things that Daniel Jones has been able to show as a player.
Mm.
But I have to think that being around a guy like Josh McCown was really impactful.
Mhm.
The situation is so important. I'm glad you brought up the Giants, because take a look at Mac Jones,
Yeah.
who went and got a win last week. And I work with Matt Ryan.
Mhm.
Matt Ryan's coordinator was Kyle Shanahan in Atlanta
Yeah.
for 28-3. Remember, like, they should have ran the football.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, to Matt's credit, he MVP. The guy was fucking lighting them up. But that's an
Yeah.
OC thing. You got to run the football, and I would have been screaming that on the sideline as an
Yeah,
O
yeah.
lineman. But I was
Yeah.
like, do you think there's any truth to the rumors I'm hearing that Shanahan wanted Mac Jones when they got Trey Lance? These are the
Yeah.
things, like, pre-draft,
Right.
Shanahan was like, I like Mac Jones. And obviously Belichick didn't let him get there, but we got to see last week that sometimes a coach can bring out some special stuff in a player, even if it's
Mhm.
not world beating or game breaking. Like,
Mhm.
you can make a Mac Jones play the right way.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen can make a Daniel Jones not punt for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And yeah, the Mac Jones thing, is that a rumor or is that like I thought that was actually like a real thing or is
Until
it
you hear Shanahan say, "Man, we loved Mac Jones
yeah.
coming out," and obviously I'm sure in his introductory presser for Mac Jones getting signed last week, he said we liked him coming out, but like, I want to hear it from
Yeah.
2021 or 2020, whatever it was.
Yeah. So, because one question I was going to ask is, what is the most surprising thing about this season to you so far, this early on? Which I mean, I guess we may have kind of already touched on it. The Colts is pretty surprising, but also early, so who knows how real it is. But like, is there anything that before the season started versus today, anything that you're just like, wow, that was not what I thought was going to
The
happen?
most surprising thing, outside of all the backup quarterbacks being in there now because of injuries,
Cra-
is Joe
Yeah.
Burrow again.
Oh
Um,
man.
so
Yes.
as somebody who grew up in a house with men who chase quarterbacks and
Mhm.
were frustrated incessantly by quarterbacks, there's only a handful of names that came up like scars that could not get out of their systems. And for
Yeah.
my dad, it was John Elway and Dan Marino. And for different
Yeah.
reasons. My dad used to call Dan Marino a ball machine. He said that,
Mhm.
like, the guy just had a gift with the football. In the same way that
Yeah.
people talk about Aaron Rodgers, in his
Right.
prime, he could just do fucking wizardry better than the other wizards.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow has that type of talent and that type of gift. And the biggest travesty was that Dan Marino did not get to win a Super Bowl. Now, we've
Right.
seen Joe Burrow get to the mountaintop. And I was there in 2021 when Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase had 200 yards at Arrowhead,
Yeah.
and they beat the Chiefs, and they called it Burrowhead. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They did not like that in Kansas
No,
City. But
I loved it. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Joe Burrow now has T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson signed. You got Al
Mhm.
Golden as the defensive coordinator. Obviously, Zach Taylor's still the head coach.
Yeah.
And we still see Joe Burrow getting injured.
Yeah.
It is criminal that they have not they have drafted traits guys at the offensive line position. I think
Mhm.
about Amarius Mims, their right tackle. He wouldn't fit in this fucking room,
Yeah.
by the way. He is so big
Yeah.
and strong. But give me the guy who's ready to play now, because Jamar Chase is ready to win now. T. Higgins is ready to win now. Joe Burrow can
Mhm.
go toe to toe with anybody. It's just sad. Joe Burrow's going to miss 3 months. We're not going to see him till Christmas, and even
Yeah.
then, we'll see him in a tracksuit at Christmas, and then maybe after that, if they're in the playoffs, we'll see him. but we don't get to see one of the shiniest cars run in many races. And I feel like that could be preventable.
Yeah, and it's happened every year, basically, except for that Super Bowl run. You know, that's I think. I mean, as far as I can remember, I don't think he's had like a fully healthy.
People are saying Andrew Luck now.
I know I've seen that comparison a lot of like, is he going to retire? Which I can't imagine, but people may have thought that about Andrew Luck. I mean, I hope to God that is not.
If you could have seen Andrew Luck when he was 22 in person, roll out on a fake run left and boot right, you know what I'm saying? Where he's just running to the right pylon and he's just looking like a damn, I don't even know what planet people like him come from, but he was unbelievable. You would have thought the guy could play for 20 years, but they just didn't figure it out. And I took my visit to the Colts, pre-draft visit. That was who I was going to get drafted by if the Bears didn't pick me. I think they were 21 or 22. Yeah. Okay. I was going to block for Andrew Luck. And I took my visit to Indianapolis. Pep Hamilton was the offensive coordinator, really bright guy. I walked into his office, and it was a giant whiteboard that spanned wall to wall, and there was only one thing on it. It was the number 12, and he circled it about 12 times, and he was like, this is what's important here.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that, not being drafted by them, and then watching him get demolished. And then he was out of the league. And it was a travesty because in that moment I said, oh my God, he's like godlike. You know, this is the only thing they talked about on the visit.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history. Now he's the NIL dean for Stanford Cardinal, which is, I can't name a more impressive human being, football person than Andrew Luck. And he was always very kind to me. But 10 years ago, I would have said Andrew Luck should be back-to-back Super Bowl champion type guy.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I know that is a bizarre.
And it ain't his fault.
No, not at all. No, he had all the potential for it to happen. And it was in no way his undoing. Yeah, I think that's just kind of the weird way that life works, especially in sports, especially in football, where you just have people that you're like, you could make a prediction of their future in your head, and it rarely ever goes that way. And the opposite too, like people that you never expected would have these amazing careers. I mean, Brady's the obvious one, but
Brock Purdy.
But Brock Purdy, I mean, who would have ever thought? And Brock Purdy's doing great. I mean, obviously injured now, but it is just amazing. So when you were talking
he's
about
back because Mac Jones did so damn good, he was like, my fucking ankle's better. Or
he's like, I am not losing this job. I'm not having another roommate.
Yeah.
So last football question, so you're talking about your dad, and like his feelings about Marino and Elway. Did you have a person like that, like on defense, where you're just like, God, this guy sucks, like to go against?
When I got drafted, so I took my Colts visit, and that was the Andrew Luck story. Yeah. And then I think the next plane I was on, it was to Chicago. Okay. And it was a different vibe in that building because when I got there, I was escorted upstairs into a small little office. They shut the door behind me. They turned a screen on, and it was essentially a snuff tape of Ndamukong Suh killing everyone. I remember there wasn't a word spoken for about 2 minutes, and I was waiting for the silence to be interrupted by them interjecting with something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he's a bad boy, I think is what I said. And they paused the tape, and they turned to me, and they're like, that's why you're here. We need you to stop this guy. And it became that poster on the wall that I'd do crunches in front of. And you know what I mean? It was like when Bruce Wayne had his back broken and he was in that damn prison and he's watching the city burn and he can barely do a push-up or a crunch. Yeah. But I remember I played in my rookie year, and it was like my first time doing the big wave surfing thing, and it was in Detroit, and I was having a great season. And I remember I went up there and I battled him, and I know I earned some respect from him, and I gave up a sack late in the game. And when I tell you that stadium erupted like they were waiting for the lion to take down the gladiator for the last 2 hours, and he finally got the son of a bitch. Yeah. It was a cool moment, obviously, to be like, he earned that one. But then, I played him again that year in in Chicago, and the high grass in Chicago must have slowed him down just enough, because I was able to keep him away from my quarterback. But yeah, that was the guy that would keep me up at night. The guy that was literally physically impossible to block was Geno Atkins.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He was Aaron Donald type height in terms of leverage monster. But he was 305 pounds, and he could cross your face like Myles Garrett quick.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a glitch in the film.
Yeah. God.
And you remember when you were playing sports when you were a kid, you close your eyes at night and you'd picture yourself hitting the baseball in your game tomorrow, and you'd be like, I can see the ball come in and I'm gonna hit it. Well, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I would try to do the same thing with Geno Atkins, and try to put hands on him, and I could not for the life of me even imagine blocking Geno Atkins. And it reminds me of Muhammad Ali, where he said, if you even dream of beating me, you better wake up and apologize.
Yeah. God. I cannot even imagine. Good Lord. Like,
he doesn't say a word. He just smiles. He's got a beautiful set of pearly whites, the natural ones, not one of these new era pearly whites, like the real ones. He earned them. He brushed those chompers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, put the elbow grease on them things. Yeah, that's incredible. Do you have time? I have a few, like, I usually end with some, like, rapid fire questions.
Let's go.
Okay. Do you sleep with the TV on or off? Oh, really?
White noise on.
Oh, boy, cannot do that. I gotta have to. I can't
must
be
be
alone
on the
with my
spectrum.
thoughts.
I got the white noise going, and it
Maybe.
shuts my demons up.
Yeah, I can't be alone with my thoughts, so I have that TV cranked up, and
we're in the same boat.
Yeah. It's no. It's not.
I just listen to Halo menu music until I pass the fuck out. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. What was your first concert?
First concert. First concert was a Dave Matthews Band concert in Charlottesville, Virginia.
That's pretty good.
That's kind of like their home base, and it was at Scott Stadium.
Best
concert that was one of my first was in Montana. Shaq was performing at fairgrounds, and my dad was like, "We are going to see Shaq," and we went and saw Shaq. Shaq recognized my dad he's up there rapping. He sees my dad. He goes, "Oh my God." He was like embarrassed. It was like, how he's here. Brought us up on stage, and we were up on stage squirting the super soakers into the crowd. A bunch of cowboys at a Shaq concert.
It's like a Mad Lib. That's that story. My God. That is incredible. Jesus.
I remember being like, what a life we have.
Yeah.
We showed up in the 96 fire engine red Suburban, and we all came pouring out of that thing like the Addams Family,
Yeah, to see Shaq do what was that song? What's Up, Doc? Was that the song?
I forget. We still have the ticket in our gym in Montana with like Shaq like covering one eye off.
Yeah.
He's funny, bro.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah, I'm a massive Shaq fan. What game show do you think you do the best on?
Oh, hold on.
Competition show. Okay.
Oh, you good? Okay.
Yeah.
I was losing you for a second.
Oh, no. I'm still good. Yeah. Sorry. So what game show do you think you do best on? Or competition show?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Really? Who would you phone? Oh, yeah. Especially the Regis days. Boy,
I need Regis.
That. Huh?
I would need Regis.
Oh, I thought you said you hate Regis.
I would need Regis to come back and do it. Because I would imagine he's not doing it anymore. The other one would be
he's dead.
The Masked Singer.
Oh.
The Masked Singer would be fun.
You got a pair of pipes on you?
Dude, I got some pipes in my drawer over there, but I don't know if you want to see those.
No, that was a weird. Yeah, well worded that. Oh,
I just think it would be. I think it would be fun to put a mask on and try to have people figure out who the hell you are.
I think
and I enjoy singing. I love singing. I did musicals and theater and stuff like that growing up.
Really? Okay. What would your go-to karaoke song be?
I've been singing Vienna by Billy Joel a lot recently.
Billy Joel is mine too, but not Vienna. But the Vienna's that's amazing song.
I would need a couple pops before that to get in the right melancholy. Hey, buddy, slow down, young man.
Yeah.
Have you just stopped and taken a load off today, son?
Yeah, I do. Only the good die young. I mean, just
Oh.
really gets everybody cheered up. Yeah,
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 that's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. That's yeah, man, that's so good. And then last one, what is a? Oh, actually, not that one. I'll do this one. Since Halloween is kind of sort of coming up, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Least favorite Halloween candy?
Least favorite Halloween candy would be like almond joy or anything that might have fruits in it or stuff. I'm a they say meat and potatoes guy. I'm
Yeah.
a chocolate and peanuts and caramel. Like if you can stick to that, even
Okay.
sometimes I get a little sideways if you got too much of that nougat in there. Too
Oh yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
nougat gets me a little, I'm not mad at the nougat. I love the Three Musketeers growing up, but it wasn't
Oh
it wasn't the first pick.
yeah.
Milky Way, Snickers.
Okay.
You get some Reese's in there of any kind.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what? I am a guy that will go ham on the candy corn if I see it, and not just because I crave it, just because it's there.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I do a different podcast with a buddy of mine, and we I bought a bowl, put some candy corn in, and I was like, "Hey, let's get it a little festive." And I was like, "I'm not eating any of this shit. This thing's horrible." By the end of the episode, I had eaten probably half the bowl and was like
Yep.
vibrating. I was like, "This
Yes.
is
Half
this is
wax,
not
half
good."
sugar.
Oh my god, yeah,
It's like a medieval recipe. You'll mix 1 part candle wax, 1 part sugar, and you will heat, and then you will
yeah.
eat.
Yes, and you will call it corn, but it will have nothing to do with corn.
There's sugar in
Yeah.
it. We'll call it candy.
Yes. God. Well, man, this has been an absolute blast.
Hey,
I've
this
had
is
a
fun,
great
man.
time. I'm glad. Yeah. Thank you so much. Before we go, plug, promote, where can people find you, what you got going on. I mean, you got a lot
Well,
going on, but yeah,
I
yeah.
I'm a lucky boy and I get to talk football on CBS Sports HQ all week. You'll see me every Sunday on Paramount Plus, Sundays 10 to noon, doing the pregame show. It's called NFL Today Plus. And if I'm lucky enough and I don't screw up on that show, I may have some opportunities on NFL Today with Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, Matt Ryan, all the handsome people that you're used to seeing on Sunday. So thank you so much for having me, dude. I really appreciate it.